all the presenters, please kindly open the video.
Sir, actually, I am facing some network issue. So, sir, I won't be able to switch on to camera.
Okay, okay, fine. You quickly present in around 5 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
So, shall I
Shahid,
start?
you can mute yourself. A lot of noise coming from your end. Yeah, Rujan, please continue.
Okay, sir. Sir, basically, my study was conducted in Delhi, and it's upon the sanitation workers. So, it's about the inclusion of sanitation workers in social security programs. So, India has many social security schemes. But when it comes to inclusion of disadvantaged section, especially sanitation workers, so they have been not included in each and every manner. So though it is being said that the constitution has safeguarded them, but there are many loopholes in the constitutions that actually pushes them to the viscous cycle of the poverty. So my study was conducted in Delhi, and I talked to around 10 to 12 respondents. So I talked about their problems. So my study is regarding their problems, and it further discusses their health problems. So I collected samples from my hostel where I was studying. So I 3 of the samples was collected from there. I took 3 interview from there, and few interview I took around various Delhi University hostels, and 1 or 2 from Gandhi Vihar. That is also a resident area where a lot of students stays. So while I was talking to them, so they discussed their various problems. So first of them, many of them address their health issues. So sanitation workers, so they faces many health consequences because the contractor or the vendor that actually hires them, so they do not provide them with adequate safety gears. So this is a major thing that was found in the study, that they are not provided with any safety gears, so they work with their bare hands. So as a result, they faces many health challenges. Another thing that was found in the study was that, hello, am I audible, sir?
Rujan.
Sir,
Yes,
am I
Rujan,
audible?
yes, please continue. Yeah, you are audible. Yes,
Okay.
yes, you are audible.
And so another thing that was found in the study was that the caste issue. They were facing many caste issues. So though they were saying that actually they are regarded as one of the most cleanest job. People say that it is a good job, means a cleaning job. They keep other people clean. But when they enter in the job, so they feel that they themselves are getting dirty. Means it is just the caste system and the social stigma that they face because of this thing. So that's a huge problem in the society. So also most of them feel that the government policies that have been undertaken to protect them, so they are not given any compensation for that thing. So when I was talking to one of the respondents from my own hostel, so he said that once he met an accident. So when he met an accident, then he had to take leave for about 10 to 12 days. So when he was on leave, so the contractor who hired him, so he didn't even visit him, or no, nor he was provided with any incentives. So it was the students of the hostel who provided with him few money for his well-being. So this is a major issue, that though they work, but they are so much harassed and they are not cared of. So this was also one of the findings of my study. And another thing was related to the health implications. So the workplace and the health effect that they suffer from. So most of the health issues was related to like they suffer from many skin diseases, because they are almost always in contact with the waste. They collect the waste through bare hands. So they confront with many skin diseases, respiratory disorders, and other kind of diseases. So it should be taken care of that most of the policies that are trying to include sanitation workers, so they must address this issue, that contractor must be found accountable for this thing, that if they are hiring the people, so it should be them. If they are not taking care of them, so they should be made accountable for that thing. Another problem was related to social security. So the social security, the schemes that are related to sanitation workers, so they are not accounting, means the individual problem, the sanitation workers, they have not been noted down. Means there is a one single generalized social sector scheme, and they have been included for all the informal workers. So in India, where 90% of the population are basically in informal sectors, so single scheme, so single social security scheme won't work for 90% of the population. So there is a need to identify the problems of each and every sector and then implement it. So this thing also needs to be taken care of. And so this was the mainly I was rushing through the study. I was looking at the problems and the schemes that actually are related to it. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Rujan. So,
Now
sir,
Jagriti.
should we go for the next presentation? Yeah.
Yes, Jagriti. Jagriti, you have about 5 minutes
Please
to
continue.
quickly tell
Yes.
what you have done.
My topic for the presentation is economic digital platforms and community of digital nomads, where I had studied the workers in an on-demand gig economy in Delhi. And basically, my study has this three pillars: that the sharing economy, digital platform, and community of digital nomads, where sharing economy involves that the workers share the resources on a digital platform, like by using a smartphone, where both the workers and the consumers use it for availing services. And the community of digital nomads are the ones who work, basically Uber drivers or any Flipkart, Amazon providers. And basically there is a definition problem still which has been arise. We call them flexible workers, freelancers. Also we usually call this type of economy as an on-demand economy, platform economy, where the origin of this economy has been, it's not a basically a new concept, because people have always used to hire like hired workers. But today when most people refer to the gig economy, they're specifically talking about the new technology enabled kinds of work. It involves technology within it, and it works through an online smartphone with the internet connectivity, where I had divided it into three sectors: at the sharing economy and e-commerce based platforms and labor based economy. Where in the sharing economy, people have shared the assets, like earlier also they used to take rent autos, but now it's the cars which usually people take on rent or they buy, and they usually share it for their living. And in the e-commerce based, the companies are that developed and provides app based marketplace so that the consumers can avail everything in an online based, from companies like Amazon, Flipkart, and also to avail urban company that gives a home facility and services at their at the doorstep. And in the labor based economy, food companies have basically captured this to provide the home deliveries of the food whenever wanted. And it has been very recently came as a boom, because it gives flexibility to the workers to work from anywhere. And moreover, millennials have been very much attracted towards it, because they call it as a change of work approach. And also it helped them to emergence of a startup culture with very low investments, because they do not need to pay for infrastructures, for the electricity, and for the social securities. Though the India has now given the ESI, employee social insurance scheme, to the workers, which has not been in the past. But now whenever they go through some kind of injury, when I had a word with a Uber driver, he told me, and that we get ESI facilities, for which we can avail the facility whenever we met with an accident. Also, it gives various kind of factor driven to both women and to the men. And mostly these factors for men, for women is that they tends to get an additional income. They become their independent decision makers. They get motivated and creates their own self identity. Also, on the other hand, for the men, it gives them a subsistent income. It helps them build their self wealth, and also works in a competitive environment where they can also go through the for their own startup culture. But the situation exists some kind of same for women, because still women are not getting same paid as due to the structural barriers. And women usually faces sexual harassment also, like during driving and in provision of services, though there are less people, less women drivers in India, but in the other countries also the lack of social securities remains a problem, as no legal such protections are there. So there is a need for a gender degree also, very which is very important. And with this, I would just like to give a SWOT analysis of what all my study consists of. That so my SWOT will include strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Where the strengths are that the workers get flexible starting, and also, as I have earlier explained, that it gives a boom to the emergence of startup culture. It helps people to work from anywhere, and some of the opportunities are large scale unemployment can be reduced. They can people can work with the skills and get easily, and it also reduces the migration. People don't have to move from one place to another to get jobs. For example, what happens mostly in Delhi, people come from all over the small towns to get job opportunities. It reduces that also. But my weakness and the weaknesses will involve that still there is very less social security, and very exploitation is done to the workers. And the only threat I had found is that the safety of both the gig workers and the consumers. And it has been over the economy has been over regularized, and there's a serious issue of data security, because everything is captured, like when we are making our identity, like making a sign up in any of the Uber or example in Flipkart, we are giving our datas in it, which is we don't know it's protected or not, because no such regulations I have read till now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jagriti. Sir, now we invite our next presenter, Shahid Jamal.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
May I continue,
Yes,
sir?
Shahid. Please continue. Yes. If you like to screen share, you can do that. Otherwise, if you are comfortable, you can continue without that.
Okay, sir. I will continue through my screen share.
Sure. Go ahead. Yeah, it is visible, Shahid.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Put it in full screen mode and continue. Yeah.
Yes, Shahid, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Good evening to one and all, especially the convener of the program, Dr. Satyam Mishra, sir, co-convener, Professor Anjan Sen, sir, and others. The topic for my presentation is impact of COVID-19 and nationwide lockdown on the informal handicraft artisans, review from Varanasi. My study is basically based on the primary survey vis-a-vis the secondary data available in the Varanasi handicraft centers. As we know that the whole world is facing the biggest humanitarian crisis after the World War II, and it can be seen that the virus didn't follow any frontier or boundary, and it has transferred from one place to another place, from one corner of the world to another, with the host, only the host body, and it has impacted both the formal and informal sector of the economy, and the informal sector have been drastically affected by these virus and the nationwide lockdown due to the lack of any kind of security given to the informal sectors of the economy. And in that case, Banaras handicraft industries are worst affected, because these industries are following the same category of the informal earning. And in the informal sector, everybody or all the artisans or the weaver involved in it based on their daily wages of the work. Whatever they earn, they daily based on that. And at that time of coronavirus, they were not allowed to go outside for around 90 days due to the containment of the scheme of the government of the guidelines for that. The framework, the peak time for that was around 25 years ago, and the decline has been started for these all the handicraft products like Banaras brocade and sari, Banaras lacquerware toys, Banaras glass beads, Banaras wall hanging, Banaras soft stone jewelry works, and these are the many products. There are many products that have been affected by it, and during the COVID-19, it has been shut down. The karkhana, the place of work where all these products are prepared by these artisans. And these research ability is to identify and analyze the kind of hardship faced by the handicraft industry during the COVID-19 pandemic and national lockdown. As I have said, the database research methodology for that, I have taken the quantitative and qualitative techniques, and my sample survey is around 100. And for that, these the study area geographical map. These are cluster map of all the handicraft products that I have been included in my study. It includes Banaras Gulabi Meenakari craft, soft punjali work, wall hanging, glass beads, metal repose craft, wooden lacquerware and toys. And Banaras is called as the export of the East, and it is called as the center of the culture and the center of the learning, where the Gautam Buddha gave his first warning, and the heritage as well. The result and discussion. Turn the wheel of karma. These artisans, there is a very good relationship between the artisan and shopkeeper. But during that, over the last 15 years to 20 years, the relationship has changed because the problem has created. These shopkeepers were not understanding the condition of these artisans. They are just feeding the spoon, and they are not understanding what they are needed. And these artisans are making the group, and then they started directly selling to the customers. And these software became useless for these customers because they are selling the goods very high prices. Like it has been seen in the figure 12 that the viewers just get ₹50 for this wall hanging, and when it goes to the shopkeepers, the Girasta, it has reached to ₹80, and these are the export products. When it goes to the other countries, it costs around $5, around $1, around $5 or $10 rupees, like that. This is the margin in this handicraft industry. Wide scale lockdown. These are it has affected both the economy as well as the livelihood of the people. These artisans, and around 90% artisans have lost their livelihood during this COVID-19 pandemic. These Varanasi, the cases of the confirmed cases and active cases are Varanasi fall in the category of middle category, around 10,000, 15,000, and that is taken from the Ministry of Health and Welfare 2020. And the same is the case with the disease and with the recovered cases. It falls around 180 to 270 cases, and in the case of the recovered as well, it has found in 8,000 to 12,000 cases. Way forward, vocal for local. Yes. Find that the vocal for local. If this I started, then all the people will buy the things that are locally produced in the country, and this handicraft sector is one of very important role because it gives a lot of employment in the time of the artificial intelligence, in the time of robotic, or in the time of 5G. These industries are providing not providing the job, but providing the government. These industries are providing the jobless growth without the job. But these handicraft, these provide the job to large section of the people, especially the skilled people. And product diversification is also an important segment in it, and the geographical indication. All these products are under the category of geographical indication, and these is given to the product that have unique and similar qualities, and that qualities are attributable to its geographical origin only. And under the Atmanirbhar Bharat, the same thing is being again and again iterated by the government that we all the people have to be self resilient, so that we don't depend upon the other countries, which have been seen in the time of the coronavirus, that all the countries have closed their border, and most of these GI products are for the export oriented, and there is no sale of these for the over the 90 days of the first 90 days from the March to the June. There was no sale of these because these are just the export oriented products, and direct benefit transfer what were the recommendations that I have received during the survey, that direct benefit transfer, which includes both the cash as well as the kind for the transfer, so that it will help to all the artisans, so that they are in a position to stay in their home and also contribute not spread of the coronavirus. For that, the government have to direct benefit transfer, the cash transfer, the kind transfer. So at the time, in case of the cash kind transfer, it can be for the food grains and other the items like it, and then fees in the wages. These handicraft artisans are wages have not increased over the last 20 years, and it has to be increased. Now this limitation, this is a time limitation, and these I didn't find female respondent for that. This gives the half of that, because in case of these glass beads, banana glass beads, around 80 to 75-80% are the women artisans, and I only 5 to 10 artisans were being interviewed, because they were not come forward for that. And giving respect, conclusion part, giving respect, these are the skilled workers, and they are protecting and preserving since generation invaluable treasures of incredible India, and have to be treated like this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sahid. So, sir, do we have any more presentations?
No. We have only these 3 presentations. Only these 3.
Okay, sir.
So we open the floor for questions.
Yes. It is open for questions, suggestions, anything you want to say, or you want to, suggest to other as well as, to your own work. So please share with all of us. And also the questions or suggestions, they are not limited just to the participants, but not to the presenters, but the participants can also have their own opinions and suggestions. So everyone is welcome.
We can begin with Ruzen. Ruzen's presentation.
Yes, with the first presentation. It was about the sanitation workers and everyday lives, hardships. So Rujan, am I audible to you? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So put some more light on the methodology, how you collected the data.
Sir, it was a totally a qualitative study. So I collected around 12 samples. So, and I conducted an interview, a structured questionnaire was prepared, and then I conducted an interview. It was not totally an open, means a closed questionnaire. It was open-ended questionnaire. And so I conducted interview. So I included basically the aged elder people for the interview. And I also included few means I try to maintain the sex ratio as well. So, but I hardly found female respondent and respondent.
Sanitation worker job.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I couldn't find most of them were those engaged were male. And
but why did you put this age criteria, Rujan?
Sir, because they are the one who have been working for since many years. So first of all, I was trying to means near Panditji canteen, sir, you might be knowing. So I collected, means there were 2 students over there, 2 children over there. So I talked to them, but I found that means they do not have much experience, or they weren't knowing much about that thing. So sir, I changed the methodology, and I thought to talk to elder people. So they might be giving more useful insight of this thing.
Their profession and their hardship.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what do you think that is the best way forward for sanitation workers? Because sir, suppose if we talk about sanitation workers, those working in hostel, right? So at least they are entitled to the minimum wages, right? They do get minimum wages. At least their employers do get minimum wages, and I'm not sure if they provide them the minimum wage or not, but the contractors, those have this cleaning contract, they get hostel authorities pay them the minimum wage that is fixed by the Delhi government.
Sir,
Right.
I forgot to mention this thing, but I also asked a question on minimum wages. So the wage that they were from the hostel authorities means they were paying to the sanitation workers, that was around 12 to 13,000. So, but as per the government norms, so it is still 3 to 4,000 less. So what they are
Yes,
being
yes.
paid. So contractor workers, so when they hire these people, so it's means they are not following.
They
Most
take
of
out
them do
some
not
money,
follow.
yeah, as a commission. Right. So
Maybe
they get
sir, they
60,
might be doing, but
70,000,
sir, they are not. Yes, sir,
16,
it is, I think,
17,000, and
18,000
then
as
they,
per.
yeah, give them
Yes,
the less
sir, as
money.
per. Yes, sir, yes, sir. So this is also a challenge. Means they also can't say anything if they speak, so they will be means uh, fired off the job also.
Okay. So, Rujan, my suggestion to this, to your work is that, you know, you need to broaden up your sample size, right? And also you have to see if they are, you know, they are part of any, any union, any labor union, right? And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
if they have any awareness about that. Okay.
Okay, sir. I will work upon this, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, and though also you have to go through the literature that is available, on sanitation workers. You have to see the caste dynamics, right? You have to see if they come from some faraway place, right, uh, to their kind of education level, and if they if they want their coming generation to be this to be in this job or not, right? So
Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
also at this micro level, you must have noticed a diverse, kind of diversity in the sanitation workers. Like the one those work in hostels or university premises, you must have noticed that somehow they are kind of a bit privileged than others, right?
Yes, sir.
Rather than those do the rag picking, right? So if we specifically talk about the around the this the garbage economy around this the university campus, right? So there are various issues that you have to take into account to more diversify and to more the study concrete. Okay, so this
Yes,
is
sir.
my suggestion. If anyone
Yes, sir.
wants to add
I will
something,
take these
please.
all things into consideration, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else? Sir, should we move to the next one?
Yes, yes. Let's go to Jagriti.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, would you like to say something?
No.
Okay.
Satyam,
Anyone else, if you are willing to, you have some suggestions about gig economy, or how to conduct a comprehensive study about gig economy, because it is a kind of developing arena of research. So it's a kind of mix of formal and informal sectors, right? Where institutions are formal, but the workers they are kind of informal, right? So if anyone having expertise in this field and is present in this session, you are welcome to share. Okay, so
Sir, I have one
Rujan,
suggestion, sir, for this thing, for
continue.
the gig economy. Sir, can I say, sir?
Yes. Please, Rujan, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, recently I was watching news, and sir, I saw that the recent
Yeah,
challenges.
yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. Recent challenges and opportunities that is actually emerging in the gig economy. So, sir, I also talked to, while I was in hostel, sir, I also talked to these people who deliver these all things. So I talked about their problems. So, sir, we get delivery in 10 to 5 minutes or 15 minutes. And most of the platforms, they have also started means to compete with each other. They also started delivering orders means in order to complete itself within 7 to 10 minutes. But sir, the problem that is creating at a personal level to these delivery people, sir, that is very harsh. Means actually it's like kind of exploitation. So while I was talking to one of them, so they told that with one hand we keep on driving and with one hand we keep on talking to customers. So it's like risking their life. So gig economy is an emerging economy, but sir, it also has a lot of associated risk for these people. Actually, those who are at ground level people. So sir, there is a scope and a way forward to work in upon this thing also.
Ruzen, the gig economy is not just only delivery; it's also many other things, many other activities. Like for example, when you take the Uber car, Uber or the Ola or the urban Clap, which is now urban company, who are delivering services right at your doorstep. So definitely the delivery also the issue which you are telling is only where the delivery of food is involved, because there is a like you cannot wait indefinitely. There is also delivery of products. So maybe I think you are partially right. The delivery of the food needs to be regulated, where there is a cutthroat competition to deliver food at the least possible time. So and anyway, the gig economy is, or gig, as you might be saying, so is a new area and needs to be researched more. Okay.
Yes.
So, sir, I would like to add up some points, I do agree with you and Rujan as well, because it is not just the food, but they also have started kind of reducing the delivery time for groceries as well. Like if you order from Blinkit, so they have made warehouses in different localities, and they try to deliver it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And many times I have noticed that on traffic red lights, it is that this delivery persons those jump these red lights first, so they don't have patience. Must be the company pressure, or but somehow it is dangerous. It constitutes the hazardous work condition, I think, because it involves a great risk of accidents and different things. So maybe they are they are trying to copy this Western model on gig economy, but it is not this much unsafe in at its origins. From they are trying to copy it, because this is new in developing countries, but I think in the West, like Pizza Hut or this Domino's, they have been there since very long time. And also this initially it came with, I think, pizza deliveries, that there was a 30 minutes time. If we don't deliver it in 30 minutes, then pizza is free, something like that. But now, reducing it to 10 minutes, because Swiggy started delivering that in 10 minutes. That certain things, if you are in 1 or 2 kilometer radius, they will deliver in 10 minutes. So I think that is also not, somehow it's not at least good for the worker who is doing the job on ground. And also, so many things are there. There was a lot of resentment in Uber drivers. So, there are days I have recently, 1.5 months ago, there was a strike in Delhi where all the cab drivers, they went on strike. So these things, initially it was very good, a very sweet deal for drivers or those who engage in this kind of work. But later on, when companies, these startups, they are continuously in loss, and in order to minimize the losses, they are now trying to put the pressure on worker who is already not very well paid. So it's all creating a dangerous scenario. And regarding the geographies, yes, sir.
No, I will just say that.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. So actually, the Uber drivers, they have some limit. They have to do at least 10 trips in a day, I think. Jagriti, if you can explain, they have to do some 10 to 20 trips. So that is fixed. So they are under a kind of a burden from the company to do so many trips.
Yes, sir. I would just like to add on. They are given a minimum trips, but also they engage themselves in one or more. Like if a person is working in Uber, also he engage and register as a worker in Ola. And what is the consequences that they're working in the morning itself, and also they have to complete the Ola. Like if they're working for Uber in the morning, they also have to complete the minimum trips in the night for the other company. So there's a like a very bad impact on their health. They're more prone to accidents. That is what I want to add.
And as far as the delivery boys are concerned, you will see them always with carrying an overloaded burden on their shoulder. So I was just reading that this causes some posture issues and health issues with these delivery boys, because they're always carrying a big burden behind their back, and so that also affects their health. So obviously there are some issues that needs to be studied about the health and other things.
And sir, if we try to put all this gig economy into the parameters of decent work, 4 basic parameters of decent work like social security and freedom at work, and there are 4 of them. So means then this is not decent at all. It is somehow, you know, exploitation of the kind of exploitation of the needy. So at this end, I think the gig these startups, they need to, you know, work a lot. And also as a researcher, we have a kind of moral responsibility to explore more about these issues and to you know, write about these things. So this was my suggestion, and certainly there are, you know, many points for improvement to Jagriti. So, but
Sir, I
that
just
is
want
it
to
for today.
add one point.
Yeah.
Sir, as we've seen the Indian scenario of the gig workers, but if we move to the US or developed countries who have been working on this economy for a very long time, a part of these sectors of sharing, e-commerce, labor, they also have this another arena, that is where like the MNCs or whatever companies, they hire the workers through this online platform also. Like you maybe you have various platforms like I just don't remember the name, but there are the platforms who actually give them the opportunity to work as a 9 to 5, like for a minimum like 40 hours, and they paid at a weekly basis. So that is actually a decent work which you just added, and maybe that can also be incorporated in India for like framing it as in a decent work structure, because they are companies
but
hire you.
one thing is sure, that the awareness, it is increasing, and this economy, it is coming into highlight very soon. I think hopefully within 6 months, government will come out with a policy framework. As I read it somewhere, uh, there are deliberations going on to somehow contain this kind of, you know, uh, this kind of nature of work in these platforms. Also, suppose mostly like Amazon, it also provides it is also part of gig work. So it also employ a lot of workers. Those can be called gig workers. So recently in US, some of the Amazon warehouse facilities, they got unionized, because and in US, to create a union, you need you need vote of, or you need you know, yes from certain percent of workers, right? So they had a vote, and from that facility, the majority of workers, they said that now we will be forming a union. So with unionization, you know, comes at you know, kind of a collective efforts to get the decent work. So let's see where it moves. So thank you, Jagriti. Now we comes to the Shahid
Thank you,
Jamal's
sir.
presentation. So sir, if you have suggestions.
No,
Like
I don't have. You can.
Okay. So anyone else would like to add up something? Participants, they are requested to put forward their opinions. Or any of the presenters, Jagriti or Rujan, would you like to say something? You are free to speak. You're welcome.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please. Sure.
Yes. My name is Tsapom Nakil from South Africa. I just want to add and concur some of the points that you were making, specifically on the discussion around Uber and Taxify, that even here in South Africa, we're almost experiencing the same kind of pushback in a sense, and also some sort of advocacy where even the people that are employed in these sectors are calling on government to institute some form of regulation. And I think we also had the same kind of similar strike some months back. So I'm not sure if it was a worldwide thing, but we have almost the same kind of issues that you are raising about India. Thank you.
Thank you, Seppo, for sharing your views and experiences. So, Shahid, I have some some queries regarding your paper. Would you like to explain the methodology?
In the methodology part, yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, please.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Shahid.
Sorry. In the methodology part, I have gone through database and methodology, and for database, I have taken 100 sample size, and in that I mainly focused on these 6 products: Banaras lacquerware, Banaras soft stone, Banaras glass bead, Banaras wall hanging. These are the products, and in that I have classified these sample size into different categories. Say, for example, in case of the age of between 20 to 80 years, 60 years, not 80, and in between these 20 to 60 years, the upper limit is about 60 years, because the moment their eyes are not working, they can't even prepare any of these handicraft products, because it is very important, and these products are to be prepared very precisely and very carefully, as these are export oriented products, and rarely only 5% of these products are sold in the Indian market, and rest are these foreign products. Number one, and in these the main problem is that the artisans, the population of the artisans is increasing, but the number of those who are involved in this is not increasing, and it is mainly based on the in-depth interview and participant observation and oral history. Most of the data that I have collected is contrary to the data where when I go to this GI product center in Banaras, they told me that they have given all kinds of facilities to these to these artisans. But when I just cross-check these through the field, they are told that only 5 to 10% artisans are given the facilities. These are the contrary in my data, and for that I have talked to my supervisor. For that I have to take this middle path, so that it can't be deviate either side. It can't be 100% with the facility and the 0% with the facility. And in these Girastas, and I didn't even interview for these government officials. Although I have mentioned in my methodology, but I didn't approach to the government officials. They were not ready to give these surveys. They are not ready to give the time to me. I have called several times, but they didn't allow me for the survey. That one time I directly visit to their office, but they take all the precaution that from where you are, whatever your credentials, whether you have taken the permission from that or not. But they didn't allow me for that. And for secondary data, I have mainly based on this survey, because very few information is given about these products in any of either in the journals or the magazine or government website. Very scratch information is given. And for the data processing, for example, I have prepared this map for this coronavirus map. For that, the choropleth map has been used for ArcGIS, and for plotting these products, ArcGIS 10.2 have been used, and for preparing this map of this Varanasi or the river map or this India map or the UP map for that. And for the qualitative work, this is mainly based on this qualitative work. Changes, the description changes, narration changes from one person to another person. One person of the same community, for example, Softstone Jalivar, said that I have given the loan for my karkhana or for my work, but same time other person tell them I didn't receive any loan. Because the problem is that one person is lying at the bottom of the hierarchy and other person lying at the top of the middle of the hierarchy. Those who are lying at the top of the middle of the hierarchy in the artisans category as well, they are given the more priority for the loan, or because they are the face of the government. In any of the scheme or any of the proposal, they are more preferred so that they tell that they are the beneficiary of the government. Although the government has taken several steps like direct benefit transfer, these are very good steps during the time of COVID-19 lockdown. And these, especially for the soft Jali workers, the programs, these orientation programs or the skilled worker programs were given for the around 3 months, 300 rupees per day for these artisans, and for the master artisans for 500 rupees. And for these tables, mainly these MS Excel have been used. These are the methodology for my work. And for the I have also add more methodology part, but due to paucity of only 10 minutes, didn't include that.
It's all right, Sahid. So thank you for telling everything in detail, and it was very enriching. And I hope Rujan and Jagriti can be benefited from this. Whenever you go for any study, you have to take several things in account. You have to sometimes, even you have the official numbers, you have the official statement documents, but being a researcher, you have to, visit the field and cross-check and verify that if the claims are, right or not, or whatever is the scenario. So, and in case we contest any official statement or any official number, we have to come out with our own version of proofs as well. So, and that, that is the thing that makes any study complete. So I think that is all for from my side, and it was very great and insightful to see all of you presenting and learning and knowing about this diverse field, because the informal economy, it's so very diverse, and a lot of efforts needs to be done to study it completely. So in one way or another, we all are making some kind of contribution to this, to somehow figuring out this juggernaut. So, and I'm really grateful to Sir as well for his constant guidance and support, and for obviously his teachings. So that is all from my side, Sir.
Satyam, sir will come up with a proposal, book proposal, or a special issue of a journal. So we will be getting back to you asking for an article on the topic you presented. So
Sure,
that will
sir.
take up, I think, 2-3 months. Satyam, it will take 2-3 months, or maybe
Yes,
a little more.
yes, sir.
Yeah. So
So
2-3
we
months.
will let you know as soon as we, we get a green note from the publisher or the journals. So, and as soon as we, we get a green light, we will inform you. So till that time, I think you can utilize the time to write down a, full-scale paper, and to fill the gaps present in the study. We can further, if you have any, queries or any doubts, we can discuss that together in WhatsApp group.
Yes,
So
yes.
get done with your papers, and we take, opinions among ourselves, that how how the paper is going to look like. So that is all for today, and thank you to Sepo as well, is present in this session as well. So Sepo Monakedi from South Africa.
Thank you. Thank you.
Therefore, keep in touch with us.
Yes, will do. Will
Yeah,
do.
we should share our research. We
Yeah,
should share our
definitely.
research. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jagriti, Ruzen, Shahid, Shefo.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
We
you,
can
sir.
close.
Thank you, everyone. So now we are closing this meeting.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Have a great day.
Yeah.